sights and sounds of Christmas all across the Magic City.
It's mainly to bring joy to everybody else.
A Billings family bringing joy to others and capturing the spirit of the season on their doorbell camera. Plus, a 9-year-old Billings boy spreading that Christmas cheer all year long.
Even though I was only in 3rd grade, I thought I could make a difference.
How one of our youngest Montanans is hoping to set an example for all of us on this Christmas Eve. The MTN 430 News starts right now. Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Augusta McDonnell. One day remains before Christmas Day, meaning there's still some time to check out some amazing Magic City Christmas lights. From Candy Cane Lane to Whoville, you'll find Christmas traditions throughout Billings, including some light displays you've probably never seen or heard of. Our Mac Carmack found one such display and spoke to the family behind it about the joy they've received from watching the reaction of everyone who visits.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Grab your hot chocolate and your warm blanket and let's check out 2 houses that are bringing holiday joy to our Billings community. If you're looking for homes full of Christmas joy, set your GPS for Caroline Street in the Billings Heights.
There have been several of the people down the street who they'll see us and they'll say, "Oh, you're the house of the Christmas lights."
The Lowers family has been putting on their Christmas light show since 2021.
So for me, that's the most fun, is how customizable the process is.
Amanda Lauer sets the show up by syncing preset music to a computer program system. She likes that she can make the show different every year by changing the music and light sequences.
We set it up mainly because our kids really love it, and then if other people can come enjoy it, then that's just an added bonus for us.
But they do it for more than just fun lights and decorations. They want to remind others in the community what Christmas is all about.
It helps me remember the reason for the season, and having lost parents and family members and others who it was important to, it helps me keep their spirit alive.
Once you're done on Caroline Street, you then need to head to this home on Frost Street, also in the Billings Heights.
I mean, I enjoy looking at the lights myself, but that's why I do it. It's just to bring the joy to everybody this time of year.
Larry Cherry has been working on this complex 45-minute light show for about 12 years.
Every other night, it seems like we come out and sit in the car and just watch the show.
Most of the inflatables and LED lights have been accumulated over the years. He's overall spent more than $1,000 on just extension cords and started decorating this year, even before Halloween.
You know, this time of year, I'm always thinking, what can I do next year? What can I make it better, bigger and better next year?
Larry does this every year to spread holiday joy to the Billings community, which is why when his security cameras captured this family dancing to the music, he knew he had accomplished his Christmas wish.
It's mainly to bring joy to everybody else.
Don't worry if you miss these 2 light shows. They're playing tonight until the new year.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everyone!
In Billings, Matt Carmack, MTN News.
Positively Montana is sponsored by Yellowstone Valley Electric Cooperative.
Tonight, most children will be wishing for gadgets and toys from Santa. But one McKinley 3rd grader isn't thinking about himself this season. After learning about the underprivileged kids at his own school, 9-year-old Porter Eaton decided to help in a big way. Our Isabel Sparts shows us the huge difference this young student is making.
McKinley Elementary School counselor Caitlin Harabin serves many different types of students throughout the year.
We have a high transiency population, so we have students who are with us for 3 months and then they move.
As a Title I school, all students qualify for free meals. She also gives out 30 backpack meals on the weekends. Many of these students also struggle with constant shelter.
If you're looking at you're sharing a home with someone, you don't necessarily have your own bed. A meal is a concern. Learning is the last thing on your mind.
This fact is something that concerned McKinley 3rd grader Porter Eaton.
I just really thought about it and thought that I could probably make a big difference.
Most 9-year-olds this year are asking Santa for the newest toy or video game, but not Porter.
There are currently 6 homeless kids 17 kids living in motels and 1 student living in the shelter.
His idea? A fund to help those students get jackets, hats, gloves, and other basic necessities to keep them warm.
He was so excited about it, but he was questioning, where do I start, right? This is a big lift, and he ended up setting the goal. We at first said, well, could you raise $1,000?
It's a huge undertaking for a 3rd grader, but he was confident thanks to having those important conversations with his parents.
It really did stem from those dinner table conversations of there's kids that are in your class right here that don't go home to a dinner table.
With their help, he set up a bank account, launched a GoFundMe for the McKinley Angel Fund, and quickly got the attention of the community.
100% of every dollar donated will go to helping these kids. I've raised about $7,000 so far, so I'm doing pretty good.
And the school would agree. That $1,000 goal grew quickly to $10,000 and came as a shock to the staff. Those funds will be life-changing.
It takes some of that fear of reaching out to a school and maybe some of that shame, too, that people feel like nobody wants to have to ask for help, and it's really hard.
Porter's always had a very big heart and wants to help others, and to see it now in a tangible way is really rewarding.
After the success of the project, Porter and his family hope to keep it going for years to come so that no child at McKinley will ever go cold again.
I hope that whenever the need arises, I can help.
Really humbling to see that we have people who love McKinley, but beyond that, they love our students. And they don't know them, but they love them.
In Billings, Isabel Sparts, MTN News.
It's Christmas Eve. Santa has been busy, but even Santa gets to take a little bit of a break. You can see that he was spotted at Red Lodge Mountain getting in a few runs before he has to climb into the sleigh with his 8 tiny reindeer. So for tonight through tomorrow, I'm keeping my eyes on some other changes. Small storm moving our way, increasing clouds as Santa arrives. A chance for some light lower elevation rain and mountain snow Christmas morning, but it shouldn't be affecting travel too much. We'll also have some more sunshine by the afternoon. Our 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
More workers are expected to get a pay raise in 2025, according to one early prediction. But those raises will be smaller. Scripps News' Dan Grossman dives into the likelihood workers will see pay increases in the coming year.
Living paycheck to paycheck is really, really hard.
Workers across the country are pushing for higher wages. We've seen this in the form of strikes across several major industries.
We're not here to disrupt. We're not here to be rude. We're here to let you know we are here.
The salary budget survey from the company PayScale shows U.S. employers are budgeting for 3.5% raises in 2025. That's down from 4% in 2023 and 3.6% in 2024. Positive news, though, most workers, 85%, are expected to get a pay bump.
One of the interesting things that we saw was that for the most part, the people who got bumps in salary last year did so by staying at their current employer.
Matt Scholes is an analyst with LendingTree, which found the majority of full-time workers who asked for a pay raise in the past year got one. But asking for a raise is no easy feat.
There's some, switch, some trigger that is causing you to say, you know what, I deserve more, and you should follow that.
Career expert Jasmine Escalera says before you approach the topic, be prepared with a list of your contributions.
Even if you're not asking for a raise right in that moment, you should be taking every opportunity when you're in front of your manager to not just talk about tasks, but to talk about contribution.
Escalera also says the most natural time to bring up wages is around a standard review period. She recommends keeping a journal so you're ready to self-promote when the conversation happens. Dan Grossman, Scripps News.
The newest members of Montana's congressional delegation have announced committees they'll be serving on next year. Senator-elect Tim Sheehy and Congressman-elect Troy Downing, both Republicans, will take their seats in Congress next month. Committees monitor federal agencies and consider bills on specific subject areas. Sheehy, a Navy veteran, will serve on the Senate Armed Services Committee, which oversees the military and defense policy, and on the Veterans Affairs Committee, overseeing the VA. Sheehy will also sit on the Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee. Downing announced he'll be on the House Financial Services Committee, overseeing industries like insurance and securities. He currently regulates those same industries as Montana State Auditor. American Airlines briefly grounded flights this morning due to technical difficulties. This, of course, on a day when a record number of people are expected to travel. In fact, the TSA is expecting to screen nearly 40 million passengers through January 2nd, up 6% from a year ago. Erica Brown has more.
Christmas Eve travelers were hit with some bad news at the airport Tuesday morning.
Breaking news. I think this is a national computer failure. American Airlines computers are down. We're getting off of the plane.
A computer issue led to a ground stop for every American Airlines flight. It lasted an hour, then systems were back up and running.
A little bit of stress in the early morning, putting everything together, but as soon as that was done, we were all golden.
Jayla Shiver is headed to Orlando and Sao Paulo, Brazil. He said by the time he got to Washington's Reagan National Airport, the worst of the delays had cleared up.
Hopefully the weather's compliant. Hopefully the flight is all good. There's no turbulence. There's no further delays. So I'm hoping that we have a great time traveling and a great vacation at the end of the day.
The weather is a challenge in the west, with snow in the Sierras and hurricane-force winds, flooding and high surf pounding the coast. A winter storm brought some slick conditions to the northeast from Baltimore to Boston. While traffic on the roads is a little lighter today, more than 107 million Americans are planning to travel by car over the holiday season. Erica Brown, CBS News, Arlington, Virginia.
An estimated 107 million people are expected to hit the road this holiday season, and that's good news at the pump for those travelers. Right now, the national average sits at $3.04 a gallon, and it's even better news here in Montana. Take a look at your screen now with prices at $2.78 a gallon. That's 20 cents less than a month ago. And here in Billings, a little cheaper than most places. It's $2.71 a gallon, 23 cents cheaper than a month ago.